Hey, good evening, everyone. Welcome to Wizards Outlook. We got Raymond Lyons here, Cardo Dudley Jr. I'm Wilson Tarpe Jr. and we're back once again, the second time this week. The Washington Wizards took on the Orlando Magic. In Orlando, they executed late. They held off the Wizards 130. They held off the Wizards 130-125 for their franchise record, ninth consecutive win. Some of the good things, Washington did do the other night. Not so much tonight at all. We saw Paolo. You had one game where Paolo wasn't really a factor. That wasn't the case tonight at all. You saw Orlando, their depth once again play a role in this game. And shout out to Jalen Suggs. He's a madman. Man only plays at one speed, and it's 1,000%. It is truly appreciated. I almost wish, I think we all, if everyone remembers, what was it, in the third quarter, that block, he went to go help Anthony Black. I thought it was clean, but the fact that he even got back to try it was crazy. He had a late stop on Kuz as well. But look, man, we told y'all about Orlando. That's all I'm going to say. We told y'all. I don't think any of us thought it was going to be 9 straight. I'm not going to say that, but we told y'all what this group could be. And they're on one right now. Cardell will let you start, and then Ray, feel free to jump in. Just what y'all saw tonight.
As usual, things went to hell in the third quarter. Just seems to always be that quarter. And a lot of times, the Wizards have the lead or they're close. And I don't know if they get lax. I don't know what goes on at halftime. I can't call it. Or maybe it's just the other team regrouping and understanding, like, all right, let's stop playing with these boys and let's get serious, because that's when it turned. And the Wizards never really recovered. They were outscored 34-28. Obviously, outside Kuz in that quarter, nobody else could get anything going, and that's how the Orlando Magic beat you, man. They have so much athleticism, so much size and length. It's like a boxer who just go to the body. First few rounds, you're gonna take it, you're gonna look good, you're gonna be fresh. But as the fight continues and carry on, you're gonna get worn down, and sooner or later, you're going to lower your guard to try to protect your body, and that's when the knockout blow comes, and that's basically what the Magic are doing. One thing I was like, y'all can't let Cole Anthony come in here and just kill y'all again. Now, if he's going to get damn near 30 again, y'all have no chance. They did a good job on him. The problem is Franz Wagner went crazy. We already know Paulo Banchero's that's their franchise player. He's going to get numbers and whatnot. But you have to be able to control the others, and that's the problem. Jalen Suggs in that third quarter, Wilson just brought him up, 10 points in that quarter. He matched Kuz, but then Paulo Banchero was giving you 7. Other guys, Black, Franz Wagner, like I just said, with the 7, Joe Ingles giving you 3. They're chipping in, and now they got confidence and whatnot, because not only can y'all not score, they know you can't stop them, because everyone knows your defensive woes or whatnot. It's just they got to do better, man. And we keep saying that, but they have to find a way defensively. When they hold teams under 30 in a quarter for multiple quarters, they win the game. The problem is it hasn't been that often. That's why they have 3 wins. They have to find a way. I'm not even hoping for to keep them around 25, but you got to keep them around 30, because when these teams get above 30, it's like the mental toughness for the Wizards, we all know, isn't that great as a team. They don't have much trust defensively. All that goes to hell. And when they go to hell, I think Ray said it early in the season, when things go bad, when teams go to run, things really go to hell for them. The Wizards can't pull themselves out of that hell like other teams can. They just stay there. So not only after halftime did you give up 34 points in the third quarter, the Magic in the fourth quarter scored even more than that. They had 38 just to make sure they got this W, and they won by 5. So if you just held up for, I say, about a good 6 minutes in one of those quarters, you possibly won this game. You see what I'm saying? And those are the little things that shows you they're not there. Also, this is the first game where point forward Kuz, as I call him, it didn't work. He had 1 assist and 6 turnovers. He had 27, man, but when you got 6 turnovers, you gave half of that back, man. You see what I'm saying? And unfortunately, the guy he was matched up with, Paulo Banchero, He outscored him, had 13 rebounds, and he had 7 assists in his own right. He thoroughly outplayed him. Oh, and by the way, he only had 2 turnovers. I mean, that's checkmate, man. What more can you say, man? Um, I feel like the only Wizard that really did his job was Daniel Gafford. Yeah, and you could say Corey Kispert off the bench, with 15 points or whatnot. Landry Shaman has been Mr. Consistency the whole time. He gonna give you good effort on the defensive end, get you about 13 points on the Eddie efficient rate. Koulibaly, one of his best games as a rookie, 12 points, 5 rebounds, or whatever, 3 steals. Had a costly turnover late, but that comes with being a rookie. But it's not on him. He's a rookie. The vets. I'm looking at the starters. Denny. Denny got, man, there ain't no other way to put it. He got his ass handed to him tonight. Look, Wagner took it to him, man. When you got 6 and 5, 6, 5, and 3, and your matchup has 31, 8 and 7, I mean, or 9 to 17. Yeah, that's tough. That's a tough one, man. And you lose by 5. See, that's the thing. It's one thing to get smacked and you lose by a lot and your matchup just dominates you. The fact that he dominated you and y'all still had a chance to win, if you just show the post, you get a win, a much needed win. See, those are the ones that sting, man. And that just shows you what it is, man. They have so many weapons. It's crazy, man. So, and Gafford, man, he's been the one fighting for his life the whole season. He ain't bitching. Getting in foul trouble crazy because it seemed like every time he turned around, somebody in the paint that ain't his man. And he gives you maximum effort, man. Monster double against this team. These youngsters with that length and size, it's incredible, man. But he needs a lot of his teammates to join the party, man. And I'm not even gonna mention Jordan Poole. I'm gonna let y'all handle that. I'm leave that alone because we've been dumping on him. It ain't even no point no more, man. Try to focus on the stuff that matters most, man. But yeah, dog, it's pretty bad because it's clear that the teams have them figured out, and it's clear, like right about now, that they still don't know how to adjust to the teams that have figured them out, which is pretty much the whole league. They still trying to figure out how to beat whatever teams are throwing at them, and they haven't done a good job, man. These close games where you could win and you still losing, it just eats at your soul, man. So there's a lot of question marks that only they can answer moving forward.
Right.
Yeah, man. It like Cardio pointed out, man, this game just came down to the little things. Look at what they did at the free throw line. 22 or 31 in a 5-point game. That's some ground you can make up there. Not letting Franz Wagner get 31 points. Like there was so many instances where they could have made up the little inches to get this game. It was a concerted effort to run them off the 3-point line after what they did to him the other night, shooting 60+%. But I mean, they made that adjustment, but they gave up. They allowed the Magic to make up that ground with backdoor layups. So I mean, yeah, that's cool that you tried to take away the one thing that really hurt you the previous game, but doesn't matter if you just give it up in another area. That's one of their biggest problems. They just like the other night, they held Bancaro in check, but let everybody else go crazy. So at some point you gotta the scale can't be that lopsided. You gotta be a little more even across the board if you want to win games, especially against a good team like this. But definitely shout out to Gav, man. I really like what he brought tonight, man. He was everywhere, challenging shots, getting blocks, altering shots at the rim. But yeah, if the perimeter guys just let dudes cut back door on them, it's not much he can do. At some point, the wall is going to fall, man. Especially if it's 1-on-5. So, I mean, maybe that's a conversation he has with his teammates. Man, y'all got to help me out. I'm down there scrapping, and I'm not getting much support. And also, like they went to that middle pick and roll with him a lot, and it was successful. Hopefully, that's something we see more often. moving forward. But yeah, Gav ball tonight. Kuz had a rough one. Yeah, he had 27, but Cardell pointed out 6 turnovers. I like that he was aggressive. He shot the ball fairly well, but those 6 turnovers hurt, especially in a close game like this. So he's gotta figure that out. And also, like you did point out, Cardell, this is really the first game where we saw where he did a lot of the initiating on offense where it wasn't really that effective. So yeah, maybe it's just a one-off, but yeah, and again, like this would have been a good win for them. Like I think I said early in the week that I would have been happy, I would have been ecstatic if they'd have split these games, and they had that opportunity. Wednesday there was really no chance; they just got destroyed. But tonight they were in the game the whole way, and they could have won. And I mean, if they don't give up 72 points in the second half, maybe they do win. But like, if we can't expect them to do better than that, then we might as well pack this thing up, because that shouldn't be a big ask to not give up 70 points and a half. But apparently it is with this team. But yeah, man, Koulibaly played well. Shamit, he's gonna give you Kispert. He was looking for a shot tonight. It was fairly effective, but defensively, they're a long ways away. And then the bad part about it is if they just make up some of that ground, they win a handful of these games because they can put up points. Like, you're scoring 120 plus points and consistently losing. Like, that's almost self-sabotage at that point, because if you scoring the ball like that, you just get a couple stops at key junctures, and that's a totally different ball game. But I mean, until they decide to do something about it, then we just gonna keep singing the same song. But hopefully they get it together. And if not, then we'll still be here to talk about it.
Real quick, Wilson. The third quarter, Kuz, he had 4 of his 6 turnovers in that third quarter where things changed. And we all know momentum is tough. And another thing about point guard play that is rarely talked about, controlling the pace of the game. I know everybody in the league is big on pace going up and down, but if it ain't working for you, slow that motherfucker down, dog. That's one thing you could do to try to control the game and help yourself, but limit the other team. Where they can't get out around. Control the game. That's what I mean by getting a good shot. That's where Tyus Jones is supposed to come in and do his thing. But Kuz is cool because he can make plays, but I clearly he don't know how to control the pace, because he's going 100 miles per hour. He's trying to push it up. When you slow that thing up, I get you trying to get easy points, but sometimes you need to slow down, especially when you're not scoring, especially when it's clear that they have a momentum. So you make sure you get a good shot, and that's how you can kind of dictate some things and kind of slowly get the momentum back. If you just in a damn track meet and they got better track stars that are faster and stuff like that, you're going to get smoked. And that's what you keep having. Like, I don't understand why everybody feel like they got to play the same way. Man, play the way that caters to your team. Just do that. Gafford had it going tonight. Slow that joint up. What you say, side pick and roll, keep killing them, Gaff. They obviously acting like they can't stop it. Keep dunking on them. Keep getting to the free throw line. 47. Who cares? You know what you're also doing? Putting fouls on these guys. Some of them going to have to sit. It's making it easy on us. And now they got to adjust. That helps us. It's just little things like that, man. You just be like, dog, why can't y'all see these things in the middle of the floor? Like, we not winning this track meet with them. All right, okay, cool. Slow this joint down. Let's pivot, man. Let's go to southpaw real quick. See how this works. And throw them off. And then they got to adjust to us. Now we dictating some things. And that could be the difference in the game right there. So I just wanted to throw that in there. That's on you.
I appreciate that you did. One of the points I was going to mention, I remember there was a portion of the game, I think late third quarter, early fourth, I think Washington went to zone, and it actually messed Orlando up for like a few minutes, but they kept playing fast. So you let the kids just keep running to kind of make up for it. So instead of getting ground and create and taking advantage of that situation, You turn the ball over, you let them run. And you know, the thing with running is, as Cardell said, you can't outrun everybody. Some people you don't want to run with. Bro, I know Washington plays fast. How many times a night did Washington score and they're throwing go balls? Like throwing go balls for touchdowns and layups. Orlando ain't play. It was like, cool, you scored our turn. They taking the ball out immediately. Like they got 6'9", 6'10" dudes flying up and down the floor. And Gafford got like Bataze had a solid night the last game they played. He murdered him tonight. They had to bring Mo in. Like Mo played a lot tonight, and they needed Mo tonight because Gaff was doing what he needed to do. But you can't have you brought it up earlier. You can't have Kuz and Denny lose to Paolo and Friends in the way that they did. It was 59-33. Just that matchup right there is 59-33. And, you know, for whatever anybody thinks of, you know, the both pairings or whatever, right? Those are two key players for Washington. Those are two key players for Orlando. That's a big gap in a 5-point game. And like Cardell said, you still had opportunity. But those two went nuts, unbothered. You said Paolo had 2 turnovers. Guess what? How many turnovers Franz had? As much as Franz had the ball tonight, 0. Franz had the ball a ton tonight. He had no turnovers. Like he missed some shots. But
how you gonna turn the ball over with no resistance? No one's pressuring you to make you fumble the ball, press you up, or speed you up. That's where the turnovers come from.
Right. And then conversely, we see you mentioned the third quarter when Kuz got in trouble. But I think what is that when Suggs was pressing him up underneath him?
Oh, Suggs was everywhere.
Yeah.
That's a hustling dude. Hustling ass dude, dog. He came out of the jungle for a block. I forgot who was on. I think it was Kuz. And I'm like, what the fuck?
He had Anthony Black sealed, and he peeled back. He hustled back and went to go get a hand on that thing.
Hit the ground and popped up, dog. That's a hustling. That's a winner, man. That's a winner. And he plays like it.
Like, man, that's tough. And then this is one of the night again, like we talk about the boxes they don't check. Cardell, you brought up that what they said on the broadcast about the rebound, not winning the rebounding battle all year. They were close tonight. It wasn't even bad on the glass tonight. Like they were beyond competitive on the glass tonight for some of the things that we've seen, which makes it worse. You lose a 5-point game. You were really in the battle on the glass, which goes back to some of the things y'all mentioned earlier. The shot selection at times is crazy, and the turnovers literally the turnovers. The turnovers threw everything away. You really had, like, Orlando was spazzing because y'all went zone and they didn't know what to do. They were really struggling for a little bit. Then, you know, they saw it enough and they started figuring it out, but just no resistance, and we are where we are. Credit to Orlando for their 9th consecutive win. Go ahead, Cardell. So you about to say something.
Last thing. The final offensive rating for the Wizards was 106.9. Their defensive rating was 120.7. And it was reversed for Orlando. Bro, your defensive rating as a team was 120.7, dog. Do people understand how bad that is, dog? That means you're giving up 120 points per 100 possessions, dog. Like, that's pathetic, dog. You see what I'm saying? As a team, it ain't just a single player that's trash or horrible on that end, man. It goes back to where you were saying they're scoring enough. I think they're top 10 in the league in points per game. The problem is they give up more. I hope people are really watching the Wizards and understand why I always talk more about defense, because that's the most neglected part of the game these days. It is. Where when we grew up, they made sure that's primary. If you can't do that, you can't play. It's reverse now because everything's so offensive, get in your bag, all these so-called skills. And I'm like, y'all do realize that editing is a skill. If everybody's so offensive-minded, don't you need to be able to stop all that? It's just common sense, right? But you rarely see people working on it because it's people teaching the game that never either were good on that end or were scared on that end. It's one of the two. So how are they going to teach something that they never even really put their heart and soul into doing? But if you want to win, you got to do it. So that's the problem. We only know, think about it. All right, Denny, he gets after it. Gafford gets after it. Koulibaly gets after it. Shamit, he'll put effort up. DeLon Wright, even though he's been out, him. Once you get past those 5 guys, I mean, who else on the roster you trusting defensively? And some of them are just absolutely food. I'm not even going to be negative and all that. Some of them just food. It's just, y'all make James Harden look all NBA defensive team at times, though. And that's bad. So I just wanted to throw that out there, man. Woof.
There were times at night when they switched to their zone and some of the breakdowns that they were having because, again, Orlando was struggling. And when they broke down in the zone, I'm like, how? Not like that. But it goes back to what y'all been talking about. The not trusting it. Like, we all know how you got to be zone. And Orlando didn't do any of the things to beat the zone. And we're beating it at times. Like, I think there was one time Suggs got like to the elbow, hit it to Paolo. Paolo jump stops into the lane and dunks it. And I'm like, bro, how? How? From right there to there shouldn't even, how? Then you don't got any, like, you supposed to have somebody flash. Nobody's flashing to the nail or nothing. Like, France got somebody buried. How are you getting buried in the paint?
You know what my AAU coach used to say? He said, when you play a zone, that means you can't guard no damn body.
Oh, for real. Oh, for sure. It's a given. It's a given.
That's all that means, dog.
But I'm saying to that degree where you can't even trust each other in the zone, like you're already relinquishing the fact that we're struggling because we have to go zone. Like that speaks volumes.
You can't just stand in your area, dog.
That's all I'm saying. You already say,
dude, man, like just wave at dudes. I scream, You can't just do that. That's too much to ask. Like, that's bad, man.
You can stand still and point at that point. And we pointing wrong. Like, whoo.
And y'all want to blame Unseld. Some of y'all want to look at Unseld like, man, look, y'all see what I got, dog? Like,
but again, they score more than enough every night, and it keeps going to what we've been saying. Like, at some point, you have to get a stop. All right, player of the game. I mean, you know,
man, Paulo Wagner, man. You know,
that works.
Yeah.
I think that covers it all too, because both of them, just Wagner's as a whole. You know what I'm saying? I think that covers it. X Factor.
So it's all
for sure. Yes. Hey, look, that was that. Let's get to the comments. All right. Blizzy Baby said the last 5 minutes of the game, I seen the Magic beat us. I said, yep, this is another loss. But to be honest, they fall back. Give them credit for that. Nah,
they had to leave. Shouldn't have had to fight back, you know.
They had, what was it, like a 6 or 7 point lead in the third quarter before everything went through, you know what? Yep. How does Scott Foster still have a job? Because they were terrible. No excuses. Hey, man, officiating's officiating.
Don't bring the Chris Paul stuff over here. That's the thing. Whatever they got, that's between them. They got way before Foster got involved, man.
Michael Christie said, "Was good family hope as well. It wasn't belt to ass, just a little body shots." Look, that one got hurt because it was there. 5 points. Yeah, just 1 quarter under 30 and you good. But we've been saying it all year long.
Body shots hurt too, depending on who hitting you. Like Mike Tyson, little body shots, but they hurt.
Those have also been known to drop. Man, it's true. The Magic balling, yes, they are. Yes, they are. And keep in mind, they're not full strength, but I'm going to let that go. We got the laziest low IQ players because how you give up so many easy open shots back doors. I'm not mature enough to answer that. So,
defensively, they're allergic to defense. That's all it is.
There are no principles on that end. Like, it's hard to watch, man. Biggie C, can you see us realistically build around Kuz? Because I think he's the only true leader on this team.
Man, to be fair, I like what I'm seeing from him, but I don't think he's a number one. Like, he's trying. Like, I give him credit, bro. You gotta give him credit. He's trying to lead and lead by example, all that stuff. But the reason why he had 6 turnovers because he was pressing. He's trying to will the team to a win because he's desperate to win, and it bothers him. I like the fact it bothers him. I like the fact that he was on the bench after this loss and he was clearly pissed. I like that because he cared. He gives a shit. You know what I'm saying? It just shows some of these other guys on the team, they need to go. Clearly. They checked out certain guys that they signed. They're not that dude. I don't think he's the number one. they will have to somehow work a miracle, get a free agent, or I don't know. Somebody got to take a massive leap. I don't see anybody capable of doing that outside maybe Koulibaly, but I don't think Kuz will even be here for that to happen because he might just be like, I'm out. Because ain't nobody trying to, I mean, they got a lot of work to do. And I mean, like, who wants to be here like 3-4 years dealing with this type of losing? Man, that'll make you check yourself into a mental institution. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's hard if you a competitor. And if you just happy to get a check and all that, then get your numbers and all that, then whatever, man. But losing is hard if you care. And you can tell it's starting to bother them, man, because they're literally the laughing stock in the league. It is what it is. And you know, and he's won before, so he understands being at the top. This is rock bottom. And anybody trying to be here if you're in your right mind, if you care, man. So like I think he's a good number 2, number 3, very good number 3, good number 2. I don't think he's the number 1. Y'all gotta understand, number 1s, those are like Hall of Fame type dudes, man. You know what I'm saying? The Giannis, what Paulo's building towards, you know what I'm saying, being that type of guy, or KD, obviously LeBron, guys like that, Steph. Those are number 1s. That's what you build around because they bring that what they do, like that's every night. So I can count on that. We just got to put pieces around him to cover the things maybe he's not so good at, or things to make what he does well, show even more on the floor. And that's what that is, man. But who that is, I don't know currently, because who gonna want to come to? I mean, just being real, why would any free agent want to come to this, man? It gotta be a lot. You know what I'm saying? And they have to draft well. Like you can't miss anymore. And that's the only way they can come up out of this. So, man, they got a lot, or make a great trade we don't see coming. And you know what I'm saying? But what team gonna want to trade with them? Like, why would they want certain pieces that they have? So it's tough. But he is trying to be a leader, respecting him, because he could do like a lot of some guys you could clearly see is over with. He's trying, so you gotta respect that.
Jamil Love, what's going on, sir? He said tough, just tough.
No kidding, man. What's up with you, Jamil?
I think Kuz is the only one he can rely on instead of trusting the others being consistent that night. I think he'll learn.
Ain't nothing to learn. He's right. The guy that was supposed to be, no, I'm just being real. The guy that was supposed to help carry the load with him, that man been MIA. That man been MIA, dog. And to just be real, man. We keep it real on the show, man. When you don't keep yourself humble, I don't care what you accomplish. If you don't keep a healthy dose of humility with you, this is what can happen, man, and will happen. You're gonna get humble bad, man. And you gotta stay humble. And he came in here like, yeah, Slim, I'm about to show the world. You could just feel it. You could just see how he carried it. Like, yeah, 30 a game, man. We gonna be good. I'm about to show the world they messed up. And it's just like, nah, they go to stay smart. That's what we saying. In fact, it's like, man, this I thought I was getting a Benz, man. This a Benz with a damn Toyota engine. Like, what's going on, dog? This ain't what it's supposed to be. And then you got the max contract, and they on the books for that. Like, ain't no team trading for that, dog. Unless you got to turn it around massively. So, or unless they just pay you to go away or something like that. And that's a lot they gave up to get him in the process to just make him go away. So they got to eat it. So you're not efficient as a scorer. We're not even going to talk about the defensive end. So if you're not scoring, what are you bringing to the table? I rest my case. Y'all can elaborate more.
I'm not even. Nope. Why can't we constantly get those type of open looks?
Because the other team's playing defense.
Yeah, man. Yes. That's what it looks like, man. Like, that's what it looks like.
And then especially against a team like Orlando, right? Outside of Cole Anthony, ain't nobody small on their roster. That court is covered. If they get beat, there's another tree in their place waiting. And then, let's go talk about Mr. Hustle. Hustle for my life sucks. Like, you got those dudes flying in on the back end for just in case. Like,
I don't think people understand why they're so good, man. Like Cole struggled his first couple years. He was not struggle. He was up and down.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a much maturation over the offseason, man. And he's accepted his role, and he is killing. Like he could possibly win 6th man of the year, and that's a hell of a weapon to have as your 6th man. And that sets the tone for your team. Where if guys willing to accept roles and just buy in and all that, and keep in mind they're winning. They don't have Markel. They don't have Wendell Carter. Like they're not full strength yet, man. Jonathan Isaac just went out, but he's always injured, so I'm not really going. No disrespect, I'm not really counting on him. You know what I'm saying? That's what you have. They got the rookie Anthony Black, who's a stud. He's gonna be nice. You know what I'm saying? But he's playing this role because he don't need to do everything. Like, you don't need to have the ball in his hand right now. Mosley, another Denver Nuggets product. He was there when Melo and all those guys were there for years. Long time coaching the NBA. Doing a hell of a job. Hell of a job. But this is the difference when you have a franchise building block and Paulo Banchero, and then you have other nice young pieces around them that are buying in. Whereas you look at what Wes Unseld has, that's the difference between winning and losing.
I think that's the biggest thing for Atlanta, like you said. Like last year, you had folks trying to kind of like fight for spots, not Franz and Paolo. We know what that was, but the guards. And now, like I think everybody knows what the order is. Like when everyone's healthy, Markel's a starting point guard. And then credit, like you say, to Cole, and I give credit to Jalen Suggs too. They found a role. Like they out here they literally decided we're going to contribute no matter what, however we're called on. They decided we're going to contribute and change the game, and it changed their team.
And it's been steady progress. Because remember last year, Gary Harris was starting at the 2.
Yeah.
Now Suggs is. They added Joe Ingles, who's super competitive, always trying to win and stuff like that. Has won them, with the Bucks and definitely with the Jazz and whatnot. Mo Wagner, former Wizard, thriving. That's just tradition with the Wizards. They leave and they go hoop. It's just, I don't know, man. It's just crazy.
But like you said, the biggest part about it was roles. They're defined roles there, and everyone's doing what's asked of them. We need a Patrick Beverly type player who's not afraid to play defense against whoever it is. DeLon's out.
I wouldn't mind. It ain't even just that. I like Patrick Beverly, his confrontational style of getting guys to play. That's what they need. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Like, look, if he's exactly what they need. They need somebody like him because I guarantee you things won't be, because he's very confrontational, dog. Like, he's going to embarrass you. They go on this podcast and talk about it. Like, he challenged you in a way where, like,
but you're right.
He takes you to the line of your manhood, and you either gonna respond,
or you're not,
or you gonna get bullied.
Gonna fold.
Yeah,
you gonna get bullied, dog. Like, it ain't no, it ain't. And
if you fold, you finna go tell everybody that you folded. So,
and the world gonna know you will be. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, you need that. They need that.
Somebody just gotta get upset, man. Like, nobody is. Like, yeah, we saw Kuz, being visibly frustrated on the bench, but you gotta get in somebody's shit at some point, man. Like, something's gotta happen as to where they feel like this thing needs to turn around. Because right now, people just going on about their business.
And the player you should get at, your pool, right in front, like on the court, because that might wake him up. Like, my man, if I pass you the ball again, you don't make another jumper, I'm slap this shit. Like, get at him, make him, like, you gotta get at him. Like, really, sometimes you need to do that to joke him and the team. That's, you could rally around that. Like, it happens like that sometimes, man. You really got to do that, man, because this nice guy, like, I'm looking up now, this nice guy, it ain't working. Whatever y'all doing ain't working. Y'all 3-16 now. As an NBA team, you're 3-16. So it's not working. Y'all, and 2 of the wins are on the road. So you literally won 1 game at home. It's not working. So you need somebody. I've said this for years. You got to, with any team, sometimes you have to have uncomfortable conversations, man. You just got to have that. You see what I'm saying? So until somebody's doing that, like I saw in Memphis, Marcus Smart was getting on them, and then they responded. Who's going to do that on the team? Now I see Cool's getting fed up. Maybe he need to do it. He's doing it indirectly through the press conference. No, you got to do it in their face where everybody's like having their mama texting them like, "Why he get up in your face?" Like all that stuff. Like create a situation like that where they hearing it on social media and stuff. They can't escape it. They're gonna be mad, and then they either gonna elevate their game, or they're gonna shrink. And if they shrink, all right, they ain't built for it. They gotta go. It's no gray area, man. That's just what it is.
Facts. Like I've watched guys be wide open on the three or run the middle of the floor open. BH completely misses them. Even Gaff be open on rolls and still won't get it. I'm just gonna get through some of these comments. Y'all speak up. Y'all feel like you need to jump in. We can't get turnovers when they don't play defense.
But also bad shots. Some of the shots they take are turnovers.
A lot of them are
turnovers. And they jumpstart fast breaks. So you're right. So when that's happening, which is going to happen with the Wizards and their pace and their shot selection, then you turn the ball over. That's why teams get momentum usually in the third quarter, and they run away with it. They either run away with it or they build up enough of a cushion to win the game. It happens like clockwork. That's what I mean is they need somebody that can control the pace because that will limit the turnovers and limit the bad shots, and you can control the game and get good shots. Your NBA players, good shots will eventually get you some points and help you defensively.
All right, this is just a conversation we'll put up. Again, we need Suggs to the Area 11 team. He said this to Rayna the other night. Kersey said, for what? Whose minutes is he going to take? What's his role here?
So he definitely will provide some hustle plays. Like he'll go hard, but they need more than him. Like they definitely can use his hustle, but they need like damn near generational talent. Like they need a couple of them dudes to really turn this thing around.
Which is exactly what Ray was saying. What they need is not something minor. They need a guy. Like they need a lead dog. It is what it is. Again, and I'm going to be mature and not talk about the one they had. Also, Denny needs to study Fran's game a little, especially how to use his left hand.
Biggie Steve just need to get out of his own head, man. As usual, he just need to get out of his own head. Just be consistent, man.
And he's been pretty good about it as of late, but tonight was definitely a rough night for him. Like sometimes I think to myself, I miss Russ. I ain't going there.
That's one of those guys I was talking about.
On one leg.
Yeah, Russ finna tell you how you feel no matter who's around. Death taxes, and he's gonna let you know. Defensive style. I guess it's still talking about the Suggs thing, which is what you just alluded to. Again, still doesn't solve the big issue here.
He can't guard all five. He can strap all he wants.
Just pass it to the guy he's not guarding.
Yeah, exactly.
I hate to be that guy, but just pass it to the guy he's not on. And wait, if Russ was on this team, do you think this team will be playing better? They'd probably be playing harder. Yeah, like
they damn sure will be 3-16. Yeah. That dude's a competitor, man. But think about it. He get that dudes for when he offer his hand to give you 5 or some dap or something, and you don't do it. Like he's staring you down, like what's wrong with you, man? Like that's what he is. He's intense, and you gotta love that. Like they'd definitely be better than 3-16. Ain't no way in hell. Like he would will these fools. Like tonight, this would have been a game he would have willed them to the win.
Mm-hmm.
Especially with them 5, like he would have had a couple of them Orlando guards in hell, or somebody would have been in foul trouble.
Yeah.
With the pace of this game being like that, like he could take Poole's minutes, Elon's minutes, JD minutes, any guard. I don't care no more. He can do exactly what he's doing now for us.
Nah, don't take the long minutes.
Again, that's somebody who needs he need to go back upstairs once again. This is the second straight year. Man get hurt. And boy, the nosedive is real.
Well, I can't say no. The nosedive started as soon as the season began.
Tailspin? Since you're already going there, tailspin or engine went out. What Pool's BBQ chicken the first half? Again, I'm not commenting on that at all. I mean, we don't have we have the team to do Orlando. Yeah, they still talk about that, which I think we kind of covered. He definitely would have more fight though, which I think everybody agrees for sure. But doesn't solve that big issue here. I answered question 2. Okay. Kirksey goes. Area 11T bringing up people who don't work here anymore, but I'm gonna leave that alone too. Remember when we tried that 3-wing experiment with Kuz, Denny, and Rui? Why don't we try it with Bilal? Boy, I'm gonna leave that alone.
Rui did not miss this situation at all.
Boy. Shout out to Gaff. He played. Yes. Credit to Gaff for sure. This is a string of Kirksey agreeing to the Pat Bev thing.
Neither was some of the teammates.
Say they don't have a checking guy. Cardell, when you talk about what Marcus Smart did, he was commenting on that as well. And vets are kind of important, kind of crazy how that works. I mean, JD was going at it with Joe Ingles early, and then he was going at it with a star the other night.
Okay, so then he was going at it with a rookie. And Johnny Davis and then Joe Ingles, that wasn't even going at it. It just had a little stare down. That was a hold me back moment. Ingles was more active in that than anybody.
Yeah.
Like that's sad that we call that going at it nowadays, though. They ain't no going at it, man. Like,
bro, you had me thinking. I read that. I was like, huh?
That ain't no going at it, man.
It's different times. Okay, this is about Cardell, what you've been saying about Denny. Up next, he's actually tough, just be overthinking. You can see it. It's about him being in his head, which you've been consistent on for about a year now. I just mean how France plays patient, doesn't panic, uses the mini hooks and floaters. I mean, look, man, they hit on France. Like, France is a problem. France is a problem. I mean, a 3-wing lineup with Kuz, Denny, and Bilal. I mean, maybe in time, but like, oh yeah, that's not happening. Man ain't coming back here.
Come on, dog. I gotta be realistic.
He ain't coming back here. My man fought for the way out. Or can we pick up a Pat Bev? I don't think Pat Bev.
Pat Bev just had a near triple-double and almost beat the Celtics without Embiid. He literally had 26, 8, and 7, 2 steals, 10 of 15. The game just ended. They almost beat the Celtics, dog, without Embiid. Like, come on, man.
Nah. And that's the thing with Cardell.
That up and he'd be like, hell no.
The only way you get in somebody is if somebody gets out. Well, I'm not trying to find a right way to say that. It's not their choice that end up here. You know what I'm saying? Because if it's a choice, they're not choosing it. As with everything going on. So yeah, that's not it. Like Cardell Rave said, they gotta draft well, man. You gotta find a guy, build around him, and keep it moving. And until you find a guy, keep getting guys that can play. So when you get the guy, you just dropping him into a ready-made, you know what I'm saying? Then you're ready to go. Because look at Orlando. They got guys, and Paolo had people to play with when they drafted him. Like, it wasn't we draft Paolo and let's hope we get some guys. It was drop Paolo in and let's go. We can hit the ground running now. Like, obviously the Markel trade helped, but nobody saw that coming until it happened. They took advantage of it. They'd already what's it called? They got the Wendell Carter. That was a trade. Because we was in Chicago before that, right? You drafted Isaac, Suggs, like Cole Anthony, like you.
They drafted winners from that produced. They were the guy in college, and they went deep in the tournament. So of course, if you put them all on the same team, and they can still produce at this level, they not used to losing. And like we gotta figure this out, though. We used to winning, and that's what happens. And that's why I love Pat Bev. You can't say nothing about it. They always like clown on him, but look at where Minnesota's at. That started with Pat Bev showing Anthony Edwards and Karl Anthony Towns how to win when he helped them get to the playoffs for the first time. You know what I'm saying? He's not showing Philly and them how to win because they always been in the playoffs. But what he's doing is giving them a toughness and a thing where they sustain it. With no disrespect with James, they could be up and down. I guarantee you in the playoffs, they won't be up and down. If they lose, they just gonna get beat. It ain't gonna be like this supreme high and this low. And that's because his confidence don't waver. He just comes in there and he's Patrick Beverly, no matter how it's going. That's a mentally tough ass dude. You know what I'm saying? And he likes breaking other players. You know what I'm saying? You can't break him. And that's what a lot of basketball players are not. They're fragile mentally, man. And that's his strength. That's one of his greatest assets. They don't show up in the box score. So yeah, man, they need somebody like that. But I don't know if that type of cat exists like that anymore. You know, it's gonna be that's a diamond in the rough these days.
For sure. Last couple comments that we're gonna get out of here, and then the Wizards. We have some time off. The Wizards have some time to recollect themselves before 2 games. Midweek? They got a game midweek next week, and then next Friday, Area 11T was like, my bad, go get Caruso. It's another thing. We don't know what Chicago's doing, but
he's struggling too.
But again, that's one of the things you got to hope and pray that somebody does something stupid and works out for you. But we don't know when that button's going to be pressed. Also, if you got to be honest with yourselves too, if and when that button gets pressed, Washington's kind of in the back of line of things to offer.
And ironically, the next game is against Pat Bev and them, and I'm pretty sure Embiid gonna be healthy and ready to go. And Maxi's, man, just torching the league, man. So yeah,
Lord.
And that game popped up because of the results of the end season tournament thing. So that wasn't even there. You know what I'm saying? And that, hey, get an email, hey, playing the Sixers the next weekend on Wednesday. Like, what the all right, man. You know what I'm saying? All right, man.
Denny ain't friends, but he can do what he can do, except friends doesn't have a care. He just hoop. Denny thinks too much. Just play, man.
Nah, he can't do what he do, dog.
Nah, it's two totally different. Yeah, two totally different players. He
Some
definitely need to get out of his head, but
that's like saying, hey, man, certain dudes can make threes. That don't make them Steph Curry, though. It's a difference.
That's we talk about a wing and a big god. Denny is definitely faster than most European players. I think at times he thinks like it. Feels like time he speeds himself up when he should slow down and be patient. Again, still going with what you've been saying for a while, Cardo. The kid he's in his head at times. When he's not in his head, you see the value he brings. And we saw it for a nice stretch here, 4, 5, 6 games. And then, tonight was just a stinker. Like he's had a couple clunkers this season, but I don't think it's been as bad as a couple of the past seasons where like there were stretches of clunkers back to back to back. So we'll see what it looks like. Oh, my bad. You about to say something?
No, I was just saying the reason why he got out of his head tonight because Wagner was torching him. He was messing. Probably got frustrated because, as usual, he thought he was open. He ain't getting the ball. Like, that's stuff you can't always react to, man. You just got to play basketball, especially when you just desperate for a win. You got to put all that to the side, dog. You know what I'm saying? And, like, it goes back to what their biggest issue is that Ray always says, man. All you got to do is hit the Wizards once with a run, and it's over. And he's a walking example of their mental toughness as a whole. As soon as they get hit, it's a wrap. They don't get up from the canvas. They rarely beat the 10 count. They just lay there.
All right, y'all. We'll see y'all Wednesday next week. Wizards Sixers. Can't wait. Y'all have a great night.